Okay, so we're going to talk about the academic plan assignment. As I mentioned, it's not due till week 10. I'm talking about it now because the main part of the assignment is to make an appointment with an HFC counselor. You're going to make an appointment with the HFC counselor. They're going to give you most of the content for the academic plan. And that's really the biggest part of this assignment. It's 100 points just to do that. And most of the work is not on you. Well, you have to establish, you have to take the initiative to make an appointment, establish that appointment with a HFC counselor. That's the hard part for you. And that's really the emphasis of this assignment is not just to learn about some classes that might go towards, what you want to do for your career, but learning how to take initiative, learning how to be an advocate for yourself in a college setting and go get help that you need and utilize resources in your college. So that's kind of the main point of this assignment, but you are going to benefit from having that conversation, talking about different courses, how it fits with what you want to do. So what you're going to do is there's a form. I'm going to show you all this. There's a form on the Moodle page. You're going to fill out part of it. You're going to meet with a counselor from HFC, not your high school counselor, not me, your Collegiate Academy counselor, one of the Henry Ford College counselors. And you'll come up with a 2-year course plan. That's 4 semesters. We count in semesters in college that go towards your career path. You'll fill that in on the academic plan form, and then you'll submit that in Moodle under, I misprinted here. Let me change that. Should be under week 10. Sorry about that. So it's under week 10, and it's due week 10. Now, the counselor might not give you like a 4-semester plan. They might not give it to you as, okay, this is what you're going to do semester 1, 2, 3, 4. They might provide you with maybe a transfer guide. Maybe you've said you want to go to Wayne State and get a bachelor's degree in engineering, and they might just give you a transfer guide to Wayne State's engineering program from Henry Ford College. They might give you a link to a Henry Ford College program, maybe for pre-engineering in that situation. If that's what they give you, then take that, fill out the first 2 pages yourself, and submit all of that for your academic plan form. Whatever they give you in terms of the classes, that's what you submit. I'm not going to be picky on that. So let me show what this looks like from the portal. It's near the top of the Moodle page. All right, so right here you see the academic plan form. That'll open up a Word document, and then here's the link to the HFC counseling page to make an appointment. So everything is right there for you. So I'm going to open this up. We'll take a minute here. Okay, so this is the academic plan form, and you're going to fill out the first 2 pages on your own before you meet with the academic, not an advisor. I don't want you to meet with academic advisors. I want you to meet with an HFC counselor. That's the link that I gave you on the Moodle page. So you're going to fill out these first 2 pages yourself. So let me go through this. You're going to start with your long-term goal. All right. So your long-term career goal is, what kind of job, vocation, career do you want to be working in when you're completely done with school? Okay. So if it's doctor, engineer, nurse, what is your long-term goal? Or a specialized nurse? What is it that like maybe you want to be a nurse practitioner. And first, you're going to get a nursing degree, and then you're going to work as a nurse for a certain amount of time, and then you're going to be get your doctorate and nurse practitioner degree, and then become a nurse practitioner. Well, that'll come into play with your short-term goals, but your long-term goal is, what's your final kind of career that you want to be in terms of right now. Okay, you don't have to have it all figured out, but choose something that you're going to work with, and that's the career that you're going to write your career research paper on as well. So all of this is sort of tied together. That's why I had you do the focus to assessment, is to have an idea, what kind of career you want to focus on in this class, okay? And to come up with your career goal and these other short-term goals, your goals should be focus goals, all right? These focus goals, we're going to follow this acronym here. Your focus goal, the F stands for fit. It should be a fit for you. It should fit your skills, your values, your personality, your character. It should be a good fit for who you are. You're not going to pick a career that just sounds really great, but it doesn't really match who you are, your skills, your interests. It's got to be a good fit for you. The O stands for ownership. This is your goal. It's not your parents' goal. It's not your sister's goal. It's not your uncle's goal who has lots of ideas for you. It's your goal. If you're following what your parents say and what other people in your life say, and it really doesn't, you don't own it, you're going to give up on it eventually. It's something that you have to own. You have to want to do it for yourself. So it's got to be something that you own. The C is concrete. It's got to be a concrete goal. It's got to be realistic. Okay. You might have a childhood dream of being a professional football player. And maybe that happens, but chances are it's not going to happen. So you need a goal that's going to be realistic. It's attainable. It's something that you know that if you put your mind to it, you can actually do this and make it happen. Something that's measurable. So when it's done. If you just say, if your goal is so vague, like I want to, open my own business and be really wealthy. Well, okay, well, what kind of business is it? How do you know if you're wealthy? Is that really something that you can measure and know when you've attained that? So something that's measurable, that's attainable, and realistic. The U stands for usefulness. You really want to have a career path that brings some value to your life and other people's lives. It's going to give you job satisfaction when that's the case. So try to find something that really benefits your community, various people and groups in the community, and yourself that you really enjoy. And then the S stands for stretch. It should be a stretch goal. You don't want to sell yourself short and say, well, I know I could probably finish a bachelor's degree and become, computer scientist, engineer, doctor, pharmacist, nurse, whatever you have in mind. And you think, but that's going to be hard. That's a lot of school. I don't know if I have what it takes. It's a lot of tuition and time, and maybe I should just, I'll keep working at the restaurant that I'm working at and work my way up and maybe become a manager at the restaurant I'm working at. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. That might be the career that you're destined to do, and you might really enjoy that. But if it's not exactly your dream, and if you're not really pushing yourself and your skills and stretching yourself, you might not get into a career that is ultimately fulfilling. So make sure it's a stretch goal as well. So make sure that this goal is a focus goal, and you're going to come up with that. And then you're going to give some timestamps on this. So what is your expected completion date for this long-term goal? Think about it. How long is it going to take you to finish all the training? Maybe your goal is to be a journeyman carpenter, and you're going to get an apprenticeship, and you're going to go to apprenticeship school, and it's going to take you 6 years to do this. And whatever the plan is, you need to do a little research and find out how long is it going to take you to do this. So when should you complete it? You could just put a year there. And then you're going to have some short-term goals. What are some short-term goals? The short-term goals are, what are the stepping stones that you need to accomplish on your way there? You can't just go get that job right now. You're not even done with high school. Okay. So, one of your goals, the first goal could be, well, I'm going to finish high school. I'm going to get my high school diploma. Another goal could be, your bachelor's degree. You could have an internship on there. You could have an associate degree or whatever is required that you think needs to happen in order to get towards your long-term goal. And you might need to do some research for that as well. So you're going to fill this all out. Each of those goals, the long-term goal and the short-term goals, has a timestamp on it. So think about how long you expect this to take and when you're going to accomplish each of these goals. Okay. And does the goal meet the focus criteria for each of those? Does it fit you? Is this your goal? Is it an ownership goal, concrete, useful, and it's a stretch goal? So answer that for each of those. The second page, you're going to have to do a little bit of research here. This is all going to help you, by the way, with your career research paper. So save your sources because you're going to need some of these sources when you write that paper as well. So what major do you need in college in order to pursue this? And it says at HFC, it doesn't have to be at HFC, okay? If there's some of the majors, like there's not a major, there's not a pre-med major at HFC, or there's not a well, there is a biology associate degree, but there's some of the degrees don't really fit with what you want. So you can pick a 4-year major on there that you put. What 4-year college or university has this program if you need to go to a 4-year college? What college or university is your first choice? If you do not have to transfer, maybe you're doing an associate degree in surgical technology, and that leads directly to a job as a surgical tech, and you don't have to transfer. So what if that's the case, do you just need an associate degree to get into this career? If you do have to transfer, do you have to transfer to another community college? Maybe you're doing sonography. Well, Henry Ford College doesn't have an ultrasound sonography program, and you're going to go to Schoolcraft to do that. So you might need maybe you're going to go to Schoolcraft and transfer to another community college. So just answer each of these questions for your career goal, the first 2 pages before you meet with the counselor. And then here's another link to the counseling site. You're going to sit down with them either in person or online, and you're going to come up with the 4 semesters of courses that you could take at Henry Ford College that go towards your career goal, okay? And the counselor is going to talk you through this. They're going to help you come up with all this, and you're going to fill it in here for semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, and semester 4. That's 2 years. So that's basically it. They're going to give you that information. You'll fill it in there, save this as a PDF or a Word doc, and then submit it in Moodle. One note on this. This is not necessarily the plan that you're going to follow. All right. This is an assignment for this class. It's a good experience to have the chance to work with a counselor and go through this kind of experience. But this plan that you're going to come up with is not necessarily the plan that you're going to follow. You're going to work with me as your Collegiate Academy counselor to come up with the courses that you're going to take each semester. And so don't think that you have to follow this. Okay. So once you're done with that, you'll download it. And you'll go to Moodle. And slide down to week 10. Week 10, I think I'm not in your class. I'm in CA. Give me a sec. So for this section, week 10 is due November 25th. Okay, so I'm recording this for other sections as well. So whatever your due date is for week 10, make sure you're getting it done by then. Why am I telling you this so early when it's not due till the end of November? Well, because you got to make an appointment. Okay, in order to get this assignment done, you have to make an appointment with a counselor, and maybe their schedule's booked until early November. So when you go to that site, the link is right here to the HFC counseling page. You're going to click on that link. And you can see the counselors here if you want to check them out. You are not assigned a counselor. You don't have an assigned Henry Ford College counselor. You can choose any of these counselors that you want. There's 6 of them: Amy Ducklow, Brenda Hildreth, Deb Gates, Gwendolyn Pringle, Lynn Boza, and Wendy Lee Jenkins. These are the 6 counselors. There could be more when you look at the appointment options. So those are the counselors. You can choose any of them that you want. Just pick one that has an opening that fits your schedule, okay? You can make a virtual appointment. You can make an on-campus appointment. The HFC counseling office is in Building A. where my office is. It's on the main floor. So when you walk in on the main level, it's on the main floor. And that's where the counseling office is if you're going to do an in-person assignment. If you do a virtual appointment, that works too. But this is something I'd like you to do this week is make the appointment. You don't have to have the appointment this week. Make the appointment. So maybe you make the appointment for the end of October or early November, sometime before week 10 so that you can get this assignment done and turned in on time. Okay. Any questions about this right now while I'm talking about it? All right.